All right, people. So now we're gonna react to the code. I don't know. Somebody. It's. We've never watched ice hockey or NHL or anything like that. We just watched the fights. We uploaded a video and it actually did pretty good. So what we want to do now is want to learn more from it, like the whole fighting thing. It's like UFC mixed with with hockey. So someone recommended this video to break it down for us newbies. So let's see. How did you like last time when we watched it? It was crazy, huh?
It was intense.
So let's see. So the whole point of this is to us know like the rules and all this, so we could react to more videos of hockey.
Nin explains the code. The sport of ice hockey is the only sport on the planet that tolerates fighting and retribution, even though their rules prohibit doing so. Referees will penalise players for breaking the rules, but sometimes the players take matters into their own hands. There are unwritten rules that govern how players should behave that you won't find in any rulebook. And there are even specific players on hockey teams whose sole job it is to police the game accordingly. These are the enforcers, otherwise known as goons, tough guys, fighters or cops. And whilst it's their sole job to police the game, the code applies to every player on the ice. These unwritten rules are based on mutual respect for your opponent and protecting your teammates. This is the code. The first rule of the code is that they do not talk about the code. Whilst these rules exist amongst players, there is
Kind of like what's that movie? Fight Club. You don't talk about Fight Club.
What do you mean they don't talk about like the code?
The code, like he's not about to explain it what it actually means. Like, I'm just saying is like, I don't know.
is that they do not talk about the code. Whilst these rules exist amongst players, there is no official record of the rules of the code, except for this video. And you won't find these in any official rulebook. The NHL, or International Ice Hockey Federation, will always officially decline to comment about any code. This is because they don't want to officially admit that their sport that they govern isn't completely under their control. The players police the game as much as the referees do, and sometimes they police it a little too much. Rule number 2, if you do something bad, expect to pay them.
I mean, it makes sense. So it's kind of like, let's say you and some other girl are in the hockey, and she does like a cheap shot, and you want to fight her. If like the NHL had this law, like, okay, yeah, if they do something wrong and you want to retribute to them, like fight them, you can do that. Then the NHL will be held responsible if, like, let's say you break her face or something, she dies of injuries. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Price. Let's say that you spitefully whack your opponent with a stick, and for some reason, the referees and linesmen completely missed it. No penalty is called against you, and you seemingly get away with it. I guarantee that the other team saw it, and they'll be gunning for you to avenge your crimes. There is now a giant bullseye on your back, with members of the opposing team looking to return the favour, one way or another. And if you manage to avoid punishment until the end of the game, just wait until you play them again. I guarantee they won't have forgotten. Your crime is not transient, and they won't stop headhunting you until you have paid the price. Rule number 3.
That makes sense. Like, if you're gonna, it's like if you poke the bear long enough, he's gonna fight back. So it's like, yeah, if you're gonna do something that it's like shady, you're gonna get it back.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, like then your teammates have your back. That's dope.
3. You do not target stars. The best players on most teams are the. Should you unfairly target a star player, expect swift retribution as per rule number 2. Rule number 4.
That, I mean, yes, but I don't know. You don't target stars. So it's like if it was like basketball, you couldn't attack LeBron James
Why?
because they're like super so good that they're good. They're like they could score goals and all that. I feel like that's not a. I mean, for me, it's half. Like, I understand, like, they're paying a lot of money to the star, and then on the other team too. But it's like, if the star is a guy, one of those that just super cocky and always talking shit, it's like you would want to beat his ass.
Yeah.
I don't know. That one kind of iffy on me, half.
Ignore Rule 3 if that star breaks Rule 2.
Wait, hold on, what?
Ignore Rule 3 if that star breaks
Okay.
Rule 2.
Okay, now that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense.
Sidney Crosby, a generational player that could score goals at will and will one day be enshrined into the Hockey Hall of Fame. A talent so immense that he doesn't need to dive, take cheap shots, or hit anybody when they're down. But he does it anyway. This is totally unacceptable. Once you're a star player that resorts to these tactics, rule number 3 no longer applies, and you'll have a bullseye on your back just like everyone else. Rule number 5, no sucker punches. There is a proper decorum to challenge someone to a fight. However, sucker punching someone, i.e. punching them when they're down or not looking, is an unacceptable way of doing so. This is cowardly, and blindsiding someone like this will result in the opposing team taking note.
Yeah.
Expect swift retribution as per rule number 2. Lots of it. Rule number 6, pick on someone your own size or bigger. Rule number 7, verbally or physically agree. To challenge someone to a fight, it's important to stand square onto your opponent. Gesture with the hands, the helmet, or start shaking off your gloves. Dropping the stick is a clear indication that you want to throw down. It's fair to bait them physically or verbally, but if you're wearing a cage or full visor, it's proper etiquette to remove that prior to fighting your opponent. Fighting with a half visor may be morally acceptable in some, but not all, leagues. Rule number 8, don't back down. When challenged to a fight, especially if you have been guilty of a crime committed on the ice, it is seen as cowardly if you do not accept the challenge. Backing down is not cool. You will not receive any brownie points with your teammates and expect some form of retribution sometime during the game, legal or not. Rule number 9, you do not.
Damn. I feel like these rules should be like applied in life. Like this is a perfect like the code is perfect for school. Don't pick on someone your own size
Or bigger.
or bigger. Don't back down. Have a verbal like understanding of what's gonna happen.
Like,
don't
okay,
no cheap.
I didn't get that one. So like
if two people are like gonna about to throw down,
they have to agree that they're
they
both
have
gonna
to agree
fight.
that they're both gonna fight.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Uh,
Because there's been multiple times people wanted to fight me, but I didn't, so I ended up walking away,
Exactly.
and then like that became like a whole talk. Like,
That's what I'm
oh
saying.
look, she backed down.
but
it's
it's always like somebody that weighs 200 more pounds than
Exactly, yeah.
It's like an elephant trying to fight a little chicken. It's like what, like a little chicken little.
First
It's
of
like,
all, that girl was like way taller than me. I was like, I'm not gonna fight you.
I know. Most
yeah.
people are taller than you and bigger than you.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, you're skinny. But the other girls are big tortas. They're the big triple whoppers. I mean, it's true. Kids nowadays in school are fat. That's
Okay, you're very.
hey, I'm fat too, so I could say it. But
Okay.
but yeah,
But
this
yeah, those are actually good rules. To have.
exactly like this is a good school to. This is a good rule to have everywhere.
That should be added to schools.
Holy damn, we learned stuff today from
Yeah.
hockey. That's dope.
Not turtle. Once you have engaged in a fight, it is not acceptable to turtle, i.e. curl up in a ball to avoid punches. This is seen as cowardly. You have accepted the challenge to fight, and fight you must. Rule number 10. It is acceptable to premeditate fights. It is deemed courteous to politely ask a player if he wants to fight. Exhibit A, Georges Larac.
You want to? Okay. Square up. Okay, good luck, man.
Oh
This
damn,
is the
bro.
gentlemanly way of
You saw? He went and asked him like, "Do you want to do it?" And he said, "Yeah." It's like, "All right, let's square up." And as soon as I see that, they both took others. Bro, that's dope.
That's good.
But that's so dope. The way he did it. Watch, man, my respect to that dude.
Fights. It is deemed courteous to politely ask a player if he wants to fight. Exhibit A, Georges Larac.
You want to? Okay. Square up. Okay, good luck, man.
This is the gentlemanly way of instigating a fight, and a fine example of good code etiquette. If a premeditated challenge is accepted,
Bro, he even said good luck. Oh, man.
I feel like
That's a good guy.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, I don't know what the fight was over, but that was a good guy. Like, you want to go? It's
Like, he asked so politely.
Square up. He's like, yeah, as soon as they throw that, he's like, all right, good luck. And, bro, damn.
Aww.
That is, I got to watch that again.
it is deemed courteous to politely ask a player if he wants to fight. Exhibit A, Georges Larac.
You want to? Okay. Square up. Okay, good luck, man.
This is the gentlemanly way of instigating a fight, and a fine example of good code etiquette. If a premeditated challenge is accepted, the gloves must come off and helmet visors removed before you fight. Respected enforcers will actually remove their helmets completely and roll up their sleeves. This is to protect their opponent's hands as well as their own. This is the ultimate mark of respect. Rule number 11. You do not punch someone lying down. Once the fight has reached the ground, and one or both combatants have hit the ice, you must stop immediately. They are in a defenseless position. It is dishonorable to hit someone when they're down, especially if they can't defend themselves. The punishment and retaliation for breaking this rule is severe. Rule number 12. You do not fight goalies unless you are a goalie or they instigate it. Goalies, like stars, have a job to do, and it doesn't involve fighting. Unless they challenge you and it's obvious that they're doing so, leave them well alone. That said, it is acceptable for both goalies to fight each other, even if no incident has happened between them. Rule number 13. Brawling is fair game. It is perfectly acceptable to retaliate to multiple infractions made by both sides. If every player steps in at once, it's fair game to challenge someone completely unrelated to the original altercation and fight with them. This is to prevent the opposing player from applying damage to your teammates and to temporarily eliminate them from the game by getting them and yourself sent to the penalty box. Rule number 14. Be wary of pests. A pest is a player whose sole job it is to antagonize and annoy you and your teammates in order to draw penalties. They will resort to anything from verbal abuse to underhand tactics to licking your face. They will most likely challenge you to a fight and then proceed to run away, leaving you with an instigator penalty. Be cautious when you challenge them to a fight, because that's exactly what they want you to do. Rule number 15. The golden rule. You stand up for your teammates, whether it's your job or not. Whether you're an enforcer or not, if you are on the ice and foul play happens, you are expected to stand up for your teammates, regardless of size, weight, or star power. These players will stand up for you, through thick and through thin, and it is seen as cowardly to not return the favour. Teammates will notice if you don't have their back, so be wary because one day, it might be you that needs the help. The most interesting thing is that the code is open to interpretation. No two players have the exact same interpretation of the code. But in general, these are the rules that ice hockey players live and die by, even if they're not written down. When regular rules aren't enforced properly, the code dictates how justice is served. In conclusion, there are some amazingly talented players in the sport of ice hockey, and there are people whose job it is to protect them. These men and women have given up being stars themselves, taken lower paychecks, significantly shortened their own careers, and risked their lives and future health, all to protect their teammates when the rules of the game fail to do so. These are noble warriors who will fight with honour and within the unwritten rules of the game. They deserve our absolute respect because they are the enforcers of the code.
Guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm this close to over 100,000 subscribers, so...
Bro,
That's intense.
that makes me want to watch more hockey now. Just because it actually is like, damn, like, the rule, that was not like a unwritten rule, but it's like, holy, like,
Those
damn.
are good rules that they have.
Yeah,
actually.
those are like rules for life. That's, yeah, it makes perfect sense now. Like we should have, this is the video we should have got introduced to hockey.
Like,
Because we just went and watched fights.
Yeah,
and
and
we're
we
like,
didn't get it.
Yeah, we didn't know like why.
We have so many questions.
Exactly. Now it was like, holy, like, makes
Like,
perfect
We
sense.
get it now.
But
yeah.
that dude that was like, hey, you want to square up? It's like, all right, good luck. Damn, that dude was.
Yeah.
For those people that are in the comments, let us know, is he like a good player or what? Like, I don't know these players. Please let us know more. And yeah, if you got any more videos you recommend about like NHL or anything, let us know. You definitely want to do more?
Yeah.
Yeah, it got you more interested, huh? Yeah. And I will tag this guy. Thanks for your video on Ninely UK. Thank you, and y'all have a good day.